Hola, ¿qué tal a todos de este lado del micrófono? Como ya es costumbre, les saluda Leo Moreno para el Depósito Sonoro. Y hoy tenemos la oportunidad de sumar a nuestras entrevistas del canal de YouTube de Depósito Sonoro que los invitamos a pasar. Tenemos toda una variedad de talentos ahí compartiendo con nosotros y con nuestra audiencia. Hoy tenemos la gran oportunidad y la emoción de platicar nada más y nada menos con Los Bitchos, banda internacional, cosmopolita, y nos acompaña Serra Petale, guitarrista, Agustina
Hello.
Ruiz, sintetizadores, Josephine Johnson de el bajo y Nick Cronshaw de drums and percussion de la batería. Hello, girls. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much for being here with us, and congratulations for Toki Toki, your new
Thank
album.
you.
How are you feeling about the launch, the recent launch of your second long play?
Excited.
Yes, very happy. Definitely.
Yeah, I can imagine because 2020, of course, your first record, then 4 years later, is not so much of a gap, but you know, an album takes obviously some time to create and to produce. How do you feel now regarding your sound against the first effort you published?
Ooh. I really like how it's developed. I think it's a real indication of where we are now as a band. I think it represents us musically and where we are like individually with our playing. I think that's great. Stoked.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
it feels like a level up for all of us, I think. We all worked really hard on this record and pushed ourselves musically. And yeah, I love how it sounds. It sounds kind of like a development from the first record, but still Los Bitchos.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. The first album is great, and now listening to Toki Toki, we can feel the same essence of the band, of course, but with an evolution. And this combination of cumbia argentina with psych from Turkish and surf rock based in London, it makes all this just like a beautiful melting pot of cultures. How did you get to meet each other, girls? Briefly, if you can share with us how from some different nationalities get together and also connect culturally in order to create a cohesive product, right? How does that happen? How does that happen?
I like it. Well, we all kind of met in London. We all live in London, so that's kind of been the place where we all got together. But it's been just through mutual friends and through music. But yeah, we kind of came together as a group in this band. But yeah, it's kind of from there, really.
Yeah, okay. How did you get to the decision of being an instrumental band?
It's just started like that. Like I don't think we
Yeah.
ever even thought about putting lyrics on or anything. Yeah, the first demos that Sarah did were instrumental, so it was just like that.
And there never was like a conversation about it. It just happened organically. You got together to play, to jam, and there was nobody maybe that was like a vocalist, like a fixed vocalist. So you decided to go ahead with it. Only sounds.
No,
Only
there
music.
was we always wanted to do an instrumental project. So yeah, we always knew that it was going to be like guitars, synth, drums and percussion and bass guitar. That's not to say that we can't use like voice as another texture in the songs. But yeah, we've never like it wasn't like a sit down discussion or anything. It was like we're going to make an instrumental band. And that's
great.
that's what we did.
That's great. I couldn't. I went to some places listening to the music, of course. Heard of you before, girls, for sure. But now with the new album, I couldn't help to thinking Krangbean. I couldn't help to think about Altingun, for example. And I wanted to ask you, girls, which are the influences or the inspirations that made you want to be musicians? That made you wanted to. I want that in my life. Which one were your musical inspirations or cultural inspirations?
Mine, honestly, were ABBA and Roxette.
Okay,
Swedish.
that's
That's what mine were, 100%. And I guess and then mixed in with grunge. So those were mine when I was a little Sarah. That was
ABBA
it.
and
Yeah.
Roxette mixed with grunge. That
Yeah,
sounds
mixed with like Alice
amazing.
in Chains and like Babes in Toyland and stuff. That stuff, like, yeah, that really made me want to do it.
I love that you went full
Same.
Swedish.
I'm gonna
Basically,
listen now to the
whatever-
music differently with this in mind. Okay, so for you, Nicole, what was your inspirations in order to
I
be a
mean,
musician?
I have an older brother, so stuff he was listening to initially, I suppose, like Nirvana and bands like that. Yeah, kind of the grunge as well. And then I remember really distinctly hearing Radiohead for the first time and being really inspired by that, being really moved by it in a way that I hadn't been by music until
Okay.
then.
Well, there's gotta
Yeah,
be
it's
some
funny, isn't it?
English.
Looking all the way back.
Yeah, and there's gotta be some English or from England inspiration, right?
I
A
guess
lot of
so.
my inspiration was very British, I think. I think that's why I ended up in London, to be honest. So I
Yeah.
felt like at the age I was like discovering music, it was very much like the indie scene in London was popping off. It was like the Baby Shambles and Libertines and
Oh,
all those kind of bands. Because like at that time, and I definitely remember I was like, oh, this is cool. I want to get involved with this. And then yeah, ended up moving to London to study music. So it felt like a good place to go.
okay, great. And for you, Agustina?
For me, it was the Beatles, Ramones,
Okay.
Blondie, and Spice Girls. Like a very combination, but like I take
Such an
different.
eclectic.
Yeah.
But most of the time, or sometimes that's precisely what, as an artist, you need to fuel up your creativity, right? Not to be maybe just in one box, but to be able to take a lot from different beautiful sounds. Serra, what's your favorite guitarist in history?
Oh,
You
Gosh.
gotta say one. Which one would that be?
I feel like I've said Eddie Van Halen so much.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to go. Can I do a joint number one?
Yeah.
I'd say Eddie Van Halen and Graham Coxon from Blur.
Okay.
They're
Great
my-
answer. Agustina, favorite keyboardist or piano
I'll say-
player?
Yeah, I'll say like actually I love the keyboard player from The Doors. The way he played keyboard was incredible.
Ray Manzarek.
Yes. But
Yeah,
also my
beautiful.
favorite person in the world is the bass player from the Ramones, Didi Ramon. I just want to squeeze that one in.
Okay. Amazing. Thank you. Nick Crenshaw, favorite drummer in history.
Oh my gosh, this is so hard. I love Janet Weiss from Sleater Kinney.
Okay. Great band, yeah, of
I
course.
love Brendan Canty from Fugazi. I think he's incredible. Trying to learn his songs has always been like,
That's amazing.
trying to learn his drum parts is like the ultimate test, I think, for me.
Okay,
To
great.
make
And
them sound good.
Yeah. Josephine, bass.
Oh God,
favorite
I
bass
think
guitar.
historically, like best bassist in the world, I think is probably Carol Kane, because she's just so. I mean, she's played on like hundreds and hundreds of hit songs, and she's just not getting the commercial recognition that she should. She's incredible.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go with her. But also really, really like Tina Weymouth, and loads of good places out there.
That's great because
I would like to add Karen Carpenter. Absolute
yeah.
glaring omission from me before.
Yeah. Force of nature, for sure. It's great how I listen to your inspirations and your favorite musicians. And we have from punk to nostalgic English music, to grunge, to heavy music, to pop, to glam in a way because of Roxette. And you've created this universe of danceable, enjoyable music. I was saying that your name was inspired, you will let me know if this is true, because of Los Mirlos, and you thought something about Los Bitchos, and I think your name is great. This is correct?
I would say more probably from Los Destellos, because that was the
Okay.
was the they did the A Patricia. I think that was Dos de Los. I have to
Okay.
fact check myself. Someone please fact check me, otherwise I'll be crucified at the stake. But whatever. But it's I think the Loss always hit because of the style of music that we were inspired by. And if I'm real honest, like it was just something I made up. I love the word bitch and stuck a loss in front of it and like was like, oh haha, Los Bitchos. And there it was. So yeah, it was just like a funny name, but I was like, oh, this sounds
It's a great name
cool.
here. Yeah, here in Mexico, it comes as, you know, a creative and unique way of saying bitches in Spanish, right? So it's really,
exactly that.
yeah,
Well, I'm
it's
glad
really
it hits
cool.
over there. That's good. That's
Yeah,
really
yeah. We are all bichos, man, in a way.
absolutely. We definitely are.
So, Argentinian, Peruvian cumbia, 60 psychedelia, rock, indie pop. How are your creative process regarding creating the songs? Someone comes with an idea, or you just get together, girls, and just start jamming? How do you work in order to create?
I admire anyone that comes together in a room and like jams out an entire album like they used to
Yeah.
do
We
back in
don't
the day.
Yeah.
Ever. It's not our thing.
No.
I'd say I don't know, that to me is a real like I said, my hat would go off to anyone that does that. I don't think I can. I prefer if I'm going to write something, I want to be like in my house. I'd like to be at my like little Dubois studios, which is to the right of me. And by studio, I mean like my home studio with the computer and like my gear. And I just come down and I put some ideas down. I make these like little demo songs, and then we all come together and just develop them out, try to get them playable to a point where we can play those songs live. If we need to make those songs better, we need to change stuff. And then, try to get them into like a state where we can, get them together to play them and record them in a live studio, like getting like live drums on there, really like getting a good compressor on that bass, having like wicked ass synth sounds on it.
That
Getting
sounds
someone to
fun.
like properly engineer it so it's like sonically incredible.
Yeah,
But
that sounds.
I don't know, maybe we will jam one day. We'll see what that's like.
Album
I don't know,
3.
I just speak for myself. I can't. I need like a map.
Yeah, I'm terrible with jamming. I think structure helps.
Yeah, it's really fun to do, of course. One thing that caught my attention is we gotta start finishing the interview. Quickly, I wanted to ask you, your albums are like conceptual in a way, in a day and age where the deep listening is suffering a little bit with the platforms. You can just skip, and there's not so much now this issue that you must listen to an album as the artist intended for you to listen to it, the order of the songs and the whole conceptual album. And I think that your albums, in a way, especially Toki Toki, is a conceptual album. Which one, each of you, please, which album would you recommend for our audience that you think it's a perfect album to do a deep listening from top to bottom?
Oh gosh.
End of the Century by the Ramones. I think that's my favorite.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you, Agustina.
I'm gonna go Nonagon Affinity by King Gizzard. They put it together so perfectly. Like it really should just be listened in one piece. It's great.
Yeah. Great musical structures in that band. Thank you, Josephine. Nick?
Gosh, I don't know. I'm looking over at my records for inspiration. I really love the first Warpaint record. I think that really, you can listen all the way through, and I remember going to see them live for the first time, and they played the album in order, and it was just like, this is perfect.
The debut album
it's
from
a real
Warpaint.
journey.
Yeah. Great band.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nick. And Sarah?
Heaven or Las Vegas by the Cocteau Twins. It's extremely good.
Whoa.
It's like one of my that's like a 10 out of 10 for me. Like
This precisely
good job on that.
this precisely speaks about your band, about you girls. Ramones, King Gizzard, the Cocteau Twins, and sorry. It's a great mix. So, last question, girls. You're gonna be presenting yourselves in Mexico City. We're very excited to see you at the Photo Indie Rocks in October. What are your thoughts about Mexican music? Do you like any Mexican music?
Mm. We
I
did a
Or
whole
not?
episode on Mexico once for
We
like a
did.
radio show that we did.
Yeah.
Okay.
We called it like Planet Bitchos, and we went to like each radio episode was like set in a different country. We did the Mexican one, and I really enjoyed it.
I think the main lady I know is Gloria Trevi. That's the one that I know she was I don't know what she's doing now, but I'm led to believe that she has quite an interesting story
Yeah, that's
behind
funny.
her. But I don't know, man. Dr. Cicatra is an absolute jam.
So
Like,
good.
It's pop
and she
pop
was like
music
the
from the
Mexican
80s.
Madonna, right?
Yeah.
Like back in
Yeah.
the day.
Yeah, now she's
I
living
think-
of her past glory. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But she, yes, an icon of the 80s, 90s here in Mexico. Yeah.
I love it. Los Locos del Ritmo, Los Teen Tops, like more like
Oh,
old school, like rock and roll. Los
yeah, that
Hooligans.
60s rock and roll,
Yes.
Agustina.
I love that. Yeah.
Okay, Unique.
Oh gosh, I have to be honest, I don't know a lot of Mexican like names of bands off the top of my head. Who should I be listening to?
Los Locos
Who's
del
like
Ritmo.
current in Mexico? Hmm?
What did you
Los
say,
Locos
Agustina?
del Ritmo.
Yeah, Los Locos del Ritmo. Well, there's a lot of things, here in Mexico as a huge city. We have a lot of offer. But now, when you are here, maybe you can check out some things out, Agustina. Sorry, Nick, so you can, get a better picture of what's happening here in Mexico. A lot of
I'd
things.
love that.
Yeah, we are gonna love to see you on stage. The album is amazing, and it's funny that your new album, it is called Talkie Talkie, for a band that doesn't have any lyrics. I don't know if it has something to do in it, man.
Funny. I didn't think of that.
We let the
Yeah,
music do the
man.
talkie.
Yeah.
Of course, and it's great. Sounds amazing, and we're gonna be there to check out your new show. Thank you very
Oh,
much for your time.
Thank
Thank
you.
you
so
Come and say
much.
hi in the gig.
Yeah, we'll see you there. We'll see you there at the Indie Rocks.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
Para el
you.
Depósito
Bye.
Sonoro, Los Bichos, toda su mezcla sonora a través de nuestro canal de YouTube. Nos vemos pronto. Acá Leo Moreno se despide. Chao.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Chao. Thank you.
Ciao.